Spirit fingers!
Hello.
As long as I didn't catch you doing anything incriminating, Dan.
No.
Just a bit of
No, I was taking a picture of my audience. The audience that I was.
Yeah, it's quite a full house tonight, I'm not gonna lie, eh?
It's quite a hot box in here, as it is.
Folks, welcome to the Hotbox Show, and as always we'll be talking Lang Dang. This week we're going to be asking in the Zol poll, are you boycotting Aquel? In Lang Dang we'll be looking at our swag and Shwag, and in CBDNN we're going deep on the cult fighting against cannabis. In Shit or Lit we've got a G-Pen Dash to try out, and in Growing With My Buds we're going to be taking a look at the science, or not science, of weed names. And in this week, we're going to try it again. Insta your gram. Tag us to enter on Instagram. Hopefully it works. No shadow ban. Guys, it's good to have you all back because last week was a parallel universe without you, so...
It was very weird to not be here.
It did feel weird, hey?
Yes. It's much better here.
Struggle to like not even just grip a glimpse of it on my phone. Like, how's it going?
Oh shit, yes, I'm supposed to be following the chat.
Should we say hello?
Yes, let's see who they are. Sure, exactly. 1 week off and I'm also a bit rusty.
Not game fit.
No way, it's not game fit.
Not even slightly.
Okay, let's see. We got Simon Costandias,
Hello.
Luke Hammond.
Costandias. Luke Hammond, hello there, all the way from England. He's working on boats there. He used to do some graphic design for us.
Okay.
Cool. Well, how's it going?
Oh, where?
Lekker.
So, before we get on to this week's Dankcam and take a look at the swag and Shwag, are you guys going to be boycotting Aquel? Because for those of you who didn't... Aquel. Sorry.
Aquel, yeah.
I don't usually say it because I don't usually buy it.
More like Aquel.
Aquel, eh?
Wow.
So there's been breaking news which we're going to get into in CBDNN. But for this week's Zol poll already, are you guys going to be boycotting Aquel? Have you ever used them? Do they matter?
I think they were just another bottle of water that I've had once, off the shelf. It wasn't really that, it was just another bottle of water. But
not significant.
I mean, I bought it a couple of times
water,
because it fits in the juice holder, the cup holder thing in the car. Like the Bonaco is like too
I hope
wide.
it's not the one with the cool mouthpiece squirt piece.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
The pump,
But,
that's Bonaco.
Since the trial of the plant, 2017.
Yeah, that's when I stopped
and
buying
I became
Aquel.
really aware that they were linked with the Doctors for Life.
Yes.
Took a step back from buying.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
So yeah, I'm boycotting.
Yeah,
them.
I'd rather
For sure.
I'd rather go thirsty.
Yeah, in the land of choice, choose not to.
Yeah.
There we go.
We are
Especially
spoiled
to
for
such
choice.
trust. I mean, if it is what it is and what they've been showing us, it's definitely not a good choice.
Yeah, Rez also tunes. He's been boycotting them since the trial of the plant.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. That's it.
So guys, before we get into this week's CBDNN and that, we have been very blessed with gang ganja this week, guys. I don't even know what to say. We even got a little bit of swag from old Dusty.
Dusty. One of our long-time Instagram posters. Really, he's like an OG. He's been there with like most of them, I think, since
He really has from the beginning.
from a long
from
time
the
ago.
beginning,
Back in
it's-
Nam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Nam.
Back in the days. Back in the summer of
Okay,
42.0.
should we turn this
That's right.
camera on here?
Oh, please, mate.
And please, guys at home, tell us, what are you smoking and how are you smoking, dabbing or vaping it tonight? Or are you chowing it?
Or drinking it.
Or drinking it for that matter.
Yeah.
I forgot the tea, thinking of drinking. I'll bring the tea next week.
I just checked.
The fabled tea.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just put a bit of volume here on the lights.
Someone tunes the whole Aquel thing seems like a marketing campaign for News 24 subscription service. We're gonna get into that too, dude.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
So this is some animal cookies cross Cushmans, which has been created and given to us tonight to test out.
That looks
No.
amazing.
Seriously,
Is that
dang.
the Indo?
Yes.
There we go, that is better.
Look at all them frosting falling off in your hands, bruh.
There we go. That looks much better, Dan. I was gonna bitch that. I was gonna say the cam wasn't looking dank. Yo, now it's going even extra.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Look at you.
Look at all the
You
merch
flippin'
too,
genius.
Oaks.
Do you need me to- Whoops.
Guys, we're getting ghetto with the dank cam, but it's
Sorry,
looking dope.
our mounting broke, so we kind of just like drink it. So that's
Good
Cushman's
breast.
Cross Animal Cookies. Then you've got, what did they say this one? This is some Jungle Boys creamsicle.
Ooh.
Anyway. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yum, look at that.
Very colourful.
Very frosty. Everything's so frosty nowadays, bro. Weed has changed.
Oh, and it smells so
People
amazing.
have
the
been
smell of it,
learning.
right?
Yeah.
And she's hairy.
This is slurricane.
No, just easy. It looks okay.
Yo, it's even sticking in the jar a bit. When the
That's
buds
gonna be
stick
difficult to get
together.
out of there.
When you got to finger it to
Come on,
get it
get
out.
out.
Ooh.
Only one finger, Dan. One finger,
Those
Dan.
silly little small jars.
I know. Who does this?
You need a
The
tweezer.
people who put it here for us does that. Yeah, see
So that's slurricane, eh?
that like a bit of purple and grey there at the base of the.
There's a
Yeah,
pinch
I
of
see this
perps.
purple.
Put it in.
Yum.
What else is there?
Fuck it.
Go back in the jar now.
Chris tunes he's smoking some Mexican Airlines from Fast Bucks. Luke tunes some apple jack flowers. Absolutely
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
Proper fuck, it won't go.
This is Lunicorn, I think. Yeah, Lunicorn.
There we go.
Sure.
Fucking better one.
I don't know if they can see it. It's in the
Fuck
chat.
it.
It's in the chat. Well, yeah, there we go, guys. That's what we're smoking on tonight. Let's get fucking rolling. This looks just too good to keep.
Let's get.
Do
And
it,
also, we got to
please.
do a shout out. No. Are we gonna show Dusty? Quick shout out, Oaks. Quick shout out, man.
And the sticker. Everybody loves a sticker.
Well, it's so way off, Oaks. Shout out to Dusty though, bro, for the merch, man.
Yeah.
Check out the Oaks Insta.
Insta is just Dusty Grows.
That's it, Oaks. That's it, eh? You'll probably see Dusty later on in the show in what's it? Take us
Is there a note there?
on HotBoxShow.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah. Can we grab some nugs for the techies here, Oaks?
Yeah, go for it. Give them some here. Give them some of the nice Larry. Come on, again, stuff it in the jar. Gotta pull it out again.
Oh, Dan with your hand in the cushy jar.
In the cushy jar.
So,
Lots of the turkeys there.
there we go.
All they're allowed.
So, guys, this week's Zol poll: are you boycotting Aquel? Faux show? Hell no. Never supported them anyway. So I'm going to go quite deep on this story because it's one of those truth is stranger than fiction moments, especially when you get to what we're doing, because sometimes it can feel like what we're doing is low-key Joe Exotic, Carol Baskins when it comes to people on the opposite end of what we're saying, and it becomes so polarized that it becomes weird. But this was truly weird. In this week's CBDNN, the cult fighting cannabis legalization. I'm going to take a little bit longer than usual because this is a weird story that needs telling.
Yes, it does.
So, the cult fighting against cannabis legalization has made breaking headlines for horrendous accusations. Major brand Aquel bottled water tainted two in a scandal that's only beginning to unravel. Sometimes a tale has so many beginnings that it's difficult to tell where to even start. The home of this story is the Quasi-Bantu mission, nestled in the picturesque valley of 1,000 hills home to a community first founded in the 60s after an evangelic spiritual experience. It has since become enormously successful in both its religious and business endeavors, most notably for being the home of Aquel bottled water. Some truly heavy and hard-to-hear allegations have been unearthed by a recent News 24 expose. A 7-month investigation has revealed what appears to be a church of horrors. Those who have the heart and the stomach to watch the documentary will witness a trifecta of psychological, physical, and sexual abuse claims, much of which involved children as young as 5 years old, all carried out under the veil of fighting evil through a culture of fear and divine retribution. An investigation being carried out by the Hawks on top of all this regarding a possibly laundered 150 million rand is also raising a lot of eyebrows, while major retailers such as Game, Macro, Spar, Woolworths and Food Lovers Market have already started pulling any related products from their shelves.
They don't.
So, guys, this is weird. The reason I bring this up, because that's the story in itself. Go check out the News 24 thing. Like Oak say, a lot of it's hidden behind the subscription wall. Spoiler alert, we are going to get into spoilers. For those of you who can't do it, I'm going to tell you what fucking goes down in this documentary. Because I did the thing for all y'all, so you don't need to do it. But Joe was hitting on a thing here, because now my first experience, I didn't know this at the time. I had the fortunate vibe of being in a viral video. I got invited to Newsroom for the first time ever really on TV, sat down with my fucking Alice band and shit. And there was this young, smart,
No beard.
smart, intelligent chick sitting in front of me from Concerned Young People of South Africa. And she went off, and this chick scored own goal after own goal. And the video blew up, and it went cut viral. I didn't even get home from this thing. It wasn't a long drive. And my messages and DMs were blowing up.
It was brilliant.
It was cut funny. So those of you who've seen it, remember it. Those who want to go watch it later on, it's worth watching, you know. But she was from Concerned Young People of South Africa. So this is my first interaction with eventually what is this missionary place. Because it turns out, following the traditional Natural Healers Alliance, I always get it wrong. TNHA, we've put the link in the blog and all that. They did a story saying that the protesters, CYPSA, these oaks, and Doctors for Life, the oaks who are most chacharach against legalization in the news and in the courts.
They
They've
took the
been
state's side in the
actively-
trial of the plant. They chose the
Actively
side of the
fighting
government
against us. They
cannabis.
they bust those kids up.
Sponsored by Aquel water.
And they're saying these oaks are all dick with this cult mission. Brew.
Any of you
Duh.
who were at the trial of the plant in 2017 in Pretoria?
2016, wasn't it?
No, 2017. So you would have experienced all of those protesters outside the court. Those are the guys who were bust up from the cult.
Remember, they
In
ride
Durban.
literally buses.
They got T-shirts, they got little lunch packs. And
I remember that clearly that day.
Yeah, they're protesting,
shouting at us.
trying to make us feel like we bad
So
people.
they were shouting at us as if we were the bad people walking into the court.
They were bussing people in. They gave them anti-cannabis T-shirts, sponsored by the Department of Social Development.
I remember one of them drew a really pretty picture of a palm tree and tried to
Yes.
pass that off as a
Yes.
sort of...
We-
They're not the brightest sparks out there, let's just say.
Well, they can't spell cannabis to start with.
And that's the weird thing, is this story has so many strings to it now, because these people are around. I didn't put it in my blog, but it turns out that in this documentary, spoiler alert, these oaks worked with the apartheid government to knock out ANC members.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So these oaks were narcs, but also... Pardon?
Fence-sitters.
Fence-sitters, eh? Yeah, they
Basically
preserved themselves in a situation where you got to admit, like, you ask yourself, what would Jesus do? You know, I'm sure he wouldn't knock out the oaks, eh? But these oaks have big money oaks. I am not joking. They have a church there by them. It seats 10,000 people.
Yeah.
They have mega pepper farms and dairies and bakeries on something like 400 or 500 hectares.
It's not very far from Nkandla. It's very close to Nkandla. It's like almost neighboring.
I just want to say, and I don't want to harp on a thing, but our dear friend Jules would have done his fucking nuts to have been sitting on the couch talking about this cult since all of this news has come out.
It's
He
outrageous.
was
This
passionate
is-
about his feelings about that whole thing
Yeah, look,
to begin with.
there's a lot of famous cult stories. There's
Jonestown?
Wild Country on Netflix, which is very good. It's a 6 episode, I think.
About Hot
Jonestown
Yoga?
Massacre, yeah.
Yeah, Jonestown.
There's Kumare. There's Holy Hell.
Yeah. There's Children of the Light. There's all those things. I'm not saying these are one of those cults because, again, this is something I tried to touch on in the article. These people have, I'm sure, done a lot of good. I know they have a lot of good intentions, but we also know, and these guys should know better than most, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So they have done a lot of good, but there is a point now where it feels like, from what the accusations are in the documentary, because it's like if Weinstein happened locally in a way, not with the runner of the cult, but the things that happen to people within the cult, because it seems like with missionary positions like this, it attracts a lot of broken situations.
Well, I mean, priests are well known for their rapey tendencies, aren't they? Just to begin with.
But like I was saying, like, is this mission? It was a mission. So was the mission, you know, it must have been start with good intention. And then, because their mission was to help people, educate people, uplift people,
Yes.
give people a chance in life.
Well, that's the way a lot of cults start.
So
And then they go corrupt.
Ego and power and money gets in the
You know,
way.
this
Power
Interesting.
and money and ego.
what was the mission of the mission? Or was it the person that came in and then just brought the rot in and basically used the mission's
Because I'm sure they didn't
security
intend.
that it gives other people to take advantage of other people?
Well, they are super conservative. They pray the gay away on their Doctors of Life website. They anti-abortion. They want to cure gay people. They want to keep
Yeah, they
cannabis
like-
prohibited.
They like pray the gay away.
Yeah.
I think they can.
But you know what really kicked me in the balls? So it turns out if you've heard someone kind of low-key say Dagga is the devil on TV, it could be someone from DFL, particularly their CEO Albu van Heerden.
Yeah, he's
So-
got YouTube videos you can go and watch. They're hilarious.
Yeah, but it turns out as well, at this cult, he's one of the main preachers.
Oh, what?
No, his brother is one of the main preachers.
No, he's one of the main
Buzz has
preachers.
done the digging.
Buzz has done the digging.
But you know what pisses me off more than anything else? Albu gets more views than us.
What?
Not by far, but come on, Oaks. Like, share, subscribe.
By far.
Yeah.
We've exposed the infections. Yes.
So yeah, guys, between the concerned young people of South Africa, the people who were bussed into the trial of the plant, the chick Dereline James and her dude there, who again the bots are gonna hate us for saying all the things we're saying. These guys stood out the trial of the plant and they said a Dagga will make you rape your mom.
Literally to
Meanwhile,
our
back at the
faces.
cult, it's the parents
Them
raping
being
the
unavoid-
kids.
they
Yeah.
touching the
Now they're not
Blame.
a virgin anymore, they get kicked
Right.
out.
Yeah, meanwhile, back
After
at the
being called a
cult.
whore.
Nah.
Maybe the cult leader
Heinous.
was smoking weed, and then, you know, they thought that this is what it does.
So that's the weird thing is I'm going to be honest, they don't really say he touched anyone in particular, but that he turned a blind eye. And it seems what the culture was in this cult is that when a young person, particularly a child, was feeling confused because they give very mixed messages like boys and girls couldn't socialize and things like that. It was very, very conservative. But when people do get to that age of curiosity and confusion, that there were people within the cult who would prey on that, and when the kids did come forward to their parents or to the cult leader would victim blame them and tell them it's their fault.
Double down.
For thinking and being
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
And then that person would be even more trapped with the person who's
in the
preying on them.
documentary, they had an analyst that knows exactly the psychological behavior of why something can be classified a cult. And in the documentary, he goes through it step by step, and he points all of these things out and shows us how, in this instance, it is evidence that it is a cult. So it's clearly proven. Quite shocking that it was allowed to go on for that long, and the scary bit is that it's still going. That
It's
mission
still
is
going.
still functioning, and there's
Yeah.
still young women trapped there that are abused.
I'm sure young
Watch
men
it.
as
Everybody
well.
should go watch this docu. Yeah.
I'm sure the abuse was
At
not
least.
just contained to the woman.
Yeah, abuse doesn't discriminate. Alex.
Yeah, in the
I know
documentary
it's
they
like-
only really show women, but I'm sure the men were also abused. It's
Probably
usually
too strong.
the ones that
Guys.
don't get mentioned is when they
But
abuse.
they were saying
men or
also it
boys.
wasn't just like sexual, it was like completely psychological as well. Like they were saying the one kid, like he peed himself on stage because he was so afraid because they were going to give him 6 of the best or something. And apparently also they pulled down his pants or something to embarrass him. I'm not 100% sure. Guys, these are such heavy accusations. Also, I want to
The
walk
dude's
a...
own niece was raped. And he told her it was her fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, guys, it's like...
they usually do.
It's so heavy. I don't even know what to say. It's like Epstein and Weinstein
Yeah.
had a low-key sort of Zulu baby
Same
thing.
parasite.
It's
It's the
it's
same parasite.
and
You
it's
don't
just,
hear about these things in the cannabis community, hey?
Look, Aquel started in '97. When did the mission start?
60s. So the mission started on the day him and a bunch of Oaks had a very intense religious experience at this place, and then they decided that's it. So it started in 66.
And then they discovered water there.
They discovered a spring there, but it was a massive farm that his brother or someone had bought and had given him half of because they were a brother of 4 Germans, and their family had come to the country like 100 years ago. So they're OG in the country, but still very German. And the Oak's flamboyant, and he smashes German, Zulu, English, Afrikaans like a boss. They say the Bully who started the cult's getting a bit doolally now.
He reminds me of L. Ron Hubbard from the
Ne?
Scientologists,
Ne?
who we're also
Yeah.
not allowed to speak about.
Or where's Shelley Miscavige, Oaks?
Yeah.
For those who ask. But no, it's so weird though, because these guys, honestly, from a cannabis perspective, we never saw any of this coming. We didn't schmark these Oaks so much just because they kept denying us on the weed thing.
Yeah, bad
Every
vibes.
move,
Bad
they
vibes.
blocked.
Fully busted.
And then
Anything.
eventually
The
some of
court's
them
time.
came to the cannabis
They
conference.
wasted
wasted
our
the
money,
court's
they wasted
time.
the court's time, they
Yeah,
wasted
came
the
to the
professor's
cannabis conference, I
time.
remember that, yes, they were there.
They wasted our time then.
Well, if we did our own
People's
little,
fun.
like investigation, then we would have exposed this.
Yeah.
Because Donald Abrams didn't even give evidence, right? Because of it.
Because of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Also because of the live
No,
streaming.
yeah, Donald, yeah, it was
That
Donald
was 3
Abrams that
days.
couldn't.
Yeah.
But there was still plenty of time after it.
Well, the
to
trial's
still-
not done.
Yeah, we're going back. And I'm sure they'll ship them back up again if they haven't been closed down.
I think they've got other things to focus on right now. I don't think they're going to bother with cannabis anymore.
You sure they're not going to do like a nice little red flag sideshow? Look at that! Not this!
With what money? At the moment, there's a lot of issues going
Well,
on.
sales are going to go down, so they got no more money.
Yeah, I think they have finally.
So, gang, the poll is.
The Zol poll this week is, ooh, we got some trichomes in the house.
Oh wow, what is this, cameraman?
What we're looking at?
That's what you gave me.
Oh, is this the microscope cam?
Slurricane. Everyone silence.
Is this
Boom.
our microscope cam?
Yeah, this is live microscope
Now
cam.
we can really have a closer look.
Bloodborne.
Sorry, my hands are oily now. Fuck.
It's a finicky job.
Funny good chips.
So guys, please remember to vote in this week's Zol poll. Have you stopped supporting Aquel? Hell no, faux show. Never supported them anyway. But yeah, guys, I can tell you this much. If you like innocent children's tears in your bong water, there may now be a brand for you apparently, because fuck guys. Heavy shit.
Heavy days.
Heavy shit, eh?
Yeah.
I'm not going to take a fat shit. I'm not going to take a fat shit on religion or anything like that. You know, when it's used as a tool for people to further their own personal endeavors, it's fucked up. But I still believe that there's probably a lot of good people, a lot of good work that has been done. But when things like this get swept under the rug,
But it's
No.
always,
Evil.
no.
always with religion.
It is.
No,
It's
sorry to
like
have to say.
religion and abuse go hand in hand.
And it's,
Across all religions, across all beliefs, and across all cultures. There's
Yeah,
always
you
an
know,
element of abuse.
is it
'cause
maybe
of
that
ego.
It's a snake in
religion,
the
obviously it
grass.
is, well it not is it is, religion is being used as a way for you to instill confidence in a child through what you know and you want to teach them.
And to
And-
control people, basically.
Exactly. So people have now taken religion, which was supposed to be a good thing, I guess it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
but it's clearly not
Great
because
concept,
of because
terrible
of the wars
execution.
and because of the fucking now what we're seeing now. It's clearly not the it's not the right way to go anymore. Religion. I'm not also people do have their reasons to go be religious.
But I think
and
the
to-
problem comes with organized religion. There's
Don't
always
lose the faith, just
screw
lose the
loose.
rules.
There we go. Have the faith in something. Yes, you have to believe in something, but come on, like you must
Yeah.
see these rules that they put on you. It's not.
It's also how it's presented. 'Cause there's a fair bit of guidelines in there that can be applied. So,
But it's also hard if you brought up,
And now it's
if
been,
you brought up by the book.
manipulated.
Yeah.
anything out of that book is not real.
Yeah.
It's only the book because that's all you know.
Exactly.
So if you step out of the book, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's how they
Dinosaurs
wash
don't
I
you.
don't know how I'm going to handle because it doesn't say how to do this. So they brainwash you and they say, well, this is
It's
it.
also very easy to take the book and twist the words to use, as you
Well, if
want.
you don't know how to
and that's what
interpret them
happened there.
properly.
That's what happened in KZN.
If you don't
So-
know how to interpret it properly,
They
you will.
started using religion to manipulate the people to get what they want. I mean, this guy at some point took the church's money and invested it in some furniture
Mine.
business or
Some
or
mine.
into a mine.
Into a failed mind.
Not
took
religion
everyone's-
bashing, we're just saying it's a cuck concept.
I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you with one last spoiler to help you make up your minds for yourself about this thing. And this is a major spoiler. This was in the documentary. This thing stuck with me. So the one woman who tells the story of the abuse she went through at her father's hands and at the hands of others when she tried to bring it up, and what she was subjected to. They actually taped it for them. I don't know why they taped it. The only reason I would think of taping it is if I'm sitting there in the cult's position, manager, mid-management, and I get this confession from this girl and I whip out the tape recorder because I'm going to get a promotion because, fuck, we've got it gone and done a good job. When this young girl sits there and says she's been dealing with life really hard and she's been struggling with anger and they've been going through a lot of shit, but she's so glad now because they've helped her figure out that she's possessed by Satan.
They help her
And
find
they've
it out.
convinced her that it's not all the fuck-ups around her that have brought this little child, like many others, to this situation that's having a cuck impact on her life. They convince you that you are the fuck-up. And that's that. And then they make a recording of it because they're so proud. Do you know what that is to me? That is psychological child porn. It
Straight
is.
up, psychological manipulation, fucking it's
Psychological rape.
It is, bro. That's a complete invasion. Because when you've grown up with it, you know it, and that's a fuck-up.
Sometimes the
That's it.
psychological abuse effects can last much, much longer than the effects of
well,
physical
when you're brought
abuse.
up to be, well, when you are brought up to think that rape or any sexual behavior, any of that shit that happens, with what's happening in the moment is okay. That is fucked up.
Or even that it's not okay, but it's your fault that it's not
Oh,
okay.
there we go.
Yeah.
It's
Extra
either
guilt,
or.
bro.
The fact that it's now centered around that, it is fucked up, and you will always be psychologically scarred by that.
Yeah, and now
No matter
clearly
what.
that's also the kind of mentality that supports prohibition. Clearly, in this case, it's
Yeah.
like very evident.
Yeah, because I can tell you,
Prohibition and
dude,
paedophile, they both start with a P.
Think twice, yeah.
if they don't feel a fuck all for those little kids, or even their family, if they don't feel a fuck all for them, they feel a fuck all for you and I.
Yeah, no, they think we
So
drug
please
addicts.
don't be afraid. Don't
They
be
got
afraid.
Jesus,
Don't
they have
fear
Jesus,
them.
and-
Don't hate them. Pity them. Because fuck, bro. Could you imagine, like that chick who was in that video with me?
Yes, yes.
I now see her through a different light, and I don't pity her because she's a strong chick and she'll go on to be many more things. But I look at her now through a different
She doesn't know any
perspective.
better.
Most of those
Yeah.
people were stuck on that farm in that situation. They didn't really have a choice. They were brought up there, so
already
they
have it
didn't
figured
even know
out.
what to do if they
That's
left
the
there.
problem. They
Yeah.
need to believe
almost
they
like the
already
Amish
have it figured
communities.
out, which is,
Where you
know,
gotta like leave. You have to leave like middle of the night, like
Failure.
get someone to pick you up.
Then
or
it's just
something.
grow
That's
some
what
weed
people
on the
did. They
inside.
escape in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this Paris Hilton documentary on YouTube that's just come out. It's also free to watch. And she also ended up in a similar kind of center. Her parents, when she in her late teens went through a phase of where she went clubbing, her father thought it's a good idea to have men come and fetch her in the middle of the night from her bedroom and take her to this place, this rehab or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And that scarred her for life. And that's what this documentary is about as well.
That's what also they were saying. I'm going to bring up the last thing because I can speak forever for cults. They're fascinating.
Yeah.
Is that what they would do is, so in the 80s and the 90s, when they were working with the security police, the apartheid cops in the local area, what would happen is that the one woman who was very high up, she and her daughter controlled the power to point at people as ANC people, and they would disappear at night because the forces would come take them. But can you imagine the power that gave to manipulate
Yeah.
within
Yeah.
that community?
There's the whole-
Because heaven forbid
you step out
she
of line.
doesn't like you. Okay?
Did I read correctly that she is actually still quite high up and involved, called the Mamas?
So the mamas are
They'll
like
zap
the
you like a mosquito racket.
mamas are like the fates from Hercules and Macbeth. So there's this guy, There's low-key Elron at the top, and the 3 disciples behind him are like these 3 apostle chicks at
Low-key
the careful
Elron.
side.
Okay, all of it.
So,
No, what's
yeah.
his name? Elo.
Elo something,
Okay.
bro. All the names and that are in there, but it really is like Rayma and Jonestown had a baby, but no one's died or anything like that yet, from what we know of. But people did go missing, and there were knocks. It sucked. I'm not here to throw fuel. It's just, it's so refreshing that maybe they have to spend some time putting out their own fires and hopefully back the fuck off
Yeah,
us.
leave us alone for a bit.
Yeah.
Stop telling us we bad
Well,
people.
when you
Well, you
Well,
can't
people
compare
do
this
lots
to.
of
You
enemies.
cannot even try to compare
Yeah.
this. They
They can
can't
be busy
not
with
even
other
say.
Well, while you run a concentration camp at home.
Yeah.
that is the other option. So.
Guys, go check out the link. Someone asked what other businesses that they own. They own like a Save More type thing. We've put links in the article below. Go check it out. But the thing they're most well known for is Aquel and Doctors for
Yeah,
Life.
every business that they own is going to be exposed, and every business is going to be boycotted.
And
Watch.
audited, bet you there's going to be a mass audit going down as well.
Yeah, they've been taken off the shelves in like Clicks and Woolworths and all these places, right?
Lots, and then I think like ShopRite said, wait, innocent until proven guilty.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they got late stock.
Well, be careful because next thing the red beret is going to come running through their store.
Ne?
I swear. If you don't
Yo.
comply.
Because
But I'm not saying that they mustn't. I agree that you should take that product off the shelf.
there is also a cancel
I-
culture, you know.
It's
Someone
an
could be
ethic-
innocent.
It's
Maybe
an
it's
ethical issue.
maybe they are completely innocent because we're not here to judge or kangaroo. Yes, sis. Kangaroo court. Look at this bud, Oaks. What's that now?
Yeah, what is that?
Still the same thing.
No, that's different, Oaks.
It's like Michi
Oh,
shit or
that's the
something.
animal cookies.
So
Jesus.
someone asked, what episode do I look up to see this chick? She wasn't on the show. It was a SABC thing. We're not allowed to play it. But if you go to my blog in the bottom, the link with the videos there, you just hit play, roll a fat one, enjoy yourself. Remember to put 2 sugars in your coffee.
Remember,
You'll
you
get
have
it.
to. Yeah.
Your Oaks smoking the dank tonight, eh?
Yeah.
So before we get onto this shit or lit, we may need a bit of a desk cam for a minute for it. Please
Yes.
remember to vote in this week's Zol poll. Have you stopped supporting Aquel? Hell no. Faux show, never supported them anyway. Hashtag HotBoxShow on all the social medias to check us out. HotBoxShow ZA on Instagram. Tag us. We're gonna We'll
Take
hope-
us with an at, not a hash.
at. We're hoping we don't get shadow banned this week. Like, share, subscribe. How's it all the Oaks on the chat?
The chat's going.
Chat's going here as well. We've got
What's
Derek
happening
Chomso, Willem
Are you
Skuman, Peter Reiger, Daniel Buiten,
Yeah.
Nigel Connell, always there. Devlin Hendry, Tracy Ann
129.
Rhodes, Dale
Where's the
White.
box?
How's it, guys?
What's
Aware.
up? There we go.
Nigel says, let's just talk about cannabis and traditional religious practice and get away from the cult.
Yeah, no, that
There we
was
go.
heavy,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We just had to cover it because we feel it is something that you know you need to
Just quickly mention it.
Yeah, we had to spill the tea.
Yeah.
The THC.
on the pod, G.
So, guys, we got a lacquer gift here from Wicked Imports. They're the guys who wholesale a lot of products to all the major Oaks locally, bongs, papers, all that. Tell them Buzz sent you the way. But we got a nice G Pen product from them, dude. The G Pen Dash to try out. I've charged the thing up. I think I've charged it up. We should be able to just smush some herb in it.
Comes with a obviously it's manual.
And
Tells you
vape.
how to get high. This is how you get high. Put bud in and smoke it.
What's it, a vape?
It's a vape.
It's a vape, bro.
Try
Dry
it,
herb
vape.
vape.
Yeah,
So it comes with all the
vapes and
goodies
dry
inside
herbs.
Those animal
there.
cookies, dude.
You've got your keyring stoker tool.
Oh, nice.
Lacquer.
Oh,
Like a
That's a
Yeah.
nice tool. Then you've got
Oh, that's a
your
sick tool. Yeah.
sorry guys. The dash cam's going to be a bit wonky tonight, and you've got
Oh,
your
you can
charging
see it,
cable,
thanks.
which comes on there. So there's that and that. Then you've got.
Yo, nice and long, eh?
then
Yeah,
you-
that is nice and
Nice
long.
cable as well, the
Yeah,
fat.
so it's a long
I
cable,
prefer that, yeah.
so you can lie in bed and smoke your G-pen while you're about to fall asleep.
Now, let's just
Instead of
say
having to like lean over and put your head
It's
against the
not
plug.
next to it.
What?
That clipper next to it. Let's see the comparison.
How big is it next to a clipper?
Yeah.
short
sorry.
cables are shit, eh?
Okay, there's,
Cable has
there's
to be
a-
at least half a meter.
It's pretty small, eh? I'll give it that.
G-pen, guys.
Yeah.
That's low key, man.
Low key to the max,
And
bro.
you can put in
Camera one,
your
you do
just
two hands to
in the
load it.
pocket on the side.
Because I think
You
you
won't
might
even
need
feel
to
it.
use
Yeah,
In
nice.
transit.
Yeah, smoke some dank in it, dude.
Yeah, I want
Is it charged?
And it just takes a regular
Okay.
micro
Yeah,
USB.
yeah.
No, I put it on charge earlier.
Oh, nice.
It's quite simple. There's your charging port on the bottom, so don't get it wet. Don't drop it in the water.
Show us the chamber there. Decent food. Nice.
And that was so easy. Look, it's a magnetic as well.
That's,
Nice.
That's
So it's
the
magnetic.
business. That's the business.
Throw it back on smoke.
So you're gonna load it up and then I'll show
Okay,
you.
so we got to stick some weed inside here.
I like that shit.
Some garden weed.
Okay, so I don't know how much you're supposed to put in here, but we're gonna just.
Just yeah, I don't know.
As much as possible.
I think don't pack it too hard. Rather let it loose full
No, I'm saying
for the
it's-
first one. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. Decent, bro.
There we go.
And how's the lid? It's nice and magnetic, eh? It's easy.
Yeah, it's an easy magnetic lid. There we go. See, just I put some inside there, get it into the chamber, not too tight.
That's gonna be fire.
There you go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
nice.
And
I
that
think
we-
also. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Okay, to press it, to turn it on, you press the button 5 times.
Magnets.
All of them now.
Whoa.
There we go.
And then it's got 3 temperature settings, low, medium, or high. You'll press the button 3 times to pick a temperature setting.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. That must be blue.
So that would be medium because
Medium.
it's
1,
two
2,
things.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's set it on medium and take,
Yeah,
or do you want to
decent.
max it?
Green.
Max it.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, nice. Green mode. It's in the book. I'm telling you.
Red mode.
Green will be the lowest.
Yeah. there we
Ah,
go.
check what you're saying.
Yeah. Usually green.
But
is
we'll
the
just set it
lowest.
on 2, bro.
Nah,
Oh, wait,
smash
wait.
it.
Okay, so 3
Full blast. Let's see. Full charge. Full
is
blast.
80 to 100. 2 is 60 to 66. 1 is 30 to 33.
Yeah,
See,
go
now it's
full
on
flow.
3,
So
bro.
now it's ready.
Yeah. Let's go full flow.
But can
Oh,
I
yeah.
ask you something?
Yeah,
Have you guys
blue-
noticed something
we got
about
blue
this?
is the lowest, green is the middle, and red is the hottest.
Yes.
Notice something?
What have we noticed? Oh, it's warm.
There's something else it does though, but we're so used to it that I don't think you guys have noticed. Is it vibrates when it's ready?
Yeah, you guys didn't know that it actually goes zzz when it's ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah,
cool.
we can hear it.
Really, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, that's perfect. Bro. So
That's
when
super
you
cool.
forget about it on
How's
the
the
table,
taste?
they tell you, hey, I'm good.
It tastes
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
amazing.
Smells good.
Oh my god, that tastes
Pocket
amazing.
braces.
For
Just
real?
taste that
Do I have to
taste.
push a button or
Absolutely,
just
just
inhale?
inhale.
For real?
That tastes
You always say it's crap.
absolutely amazing. I hate vapes. Till the end of the world, I hate them, but that tastes.
That's not bad. That's better
fantastic.
than the other one.
Really? You have to talking shit, man.
Charles, you smoke vapes
Doesn't
a
taste
lot.
burnt.
Yeah, I
Can
love
you,
vapes.
can you taste that?
You just drag,
Yeah,
press a button.
yeah, no, don't press anything.
And not
No,
much
man,
smoke
it's
comes
got
out either.
anything.
This
No,
is
no, it's
discreet as
It's on
well.
low temp. It's on the low temp, eh?
Is it?
Yeah.
You got all the medicine off already at that temperature. You better put it up.
Okay, well, 1, 2.
It won't be better than this diner vape.
Yeah, I'm not
sure.
seeing any
This is the
vape,
best
man,
vape in the
I
world.
think you need to hold the button as
No,
you
no.
inhale.
Sure.
No.
This robot's about to rock the world, bro.
Vibrates.
This thing even
No, it's down to
Makes you stoned.
I found the
and
trick with
satisfied.
vapes is to give them a
You're gonna be
slow
able to
pull.
Alexa that shit.
Yeah.
Then
Does it click?
it's over.
That's
Hey?
really cool.
Alexa, where's that?
I think that is fantastic.
Okay, so can I try again?
It's ready for you,
Yeah, go
Master. It's good.
Is it now on hot?
No, it's a medium now.
Medium.
Live it like that, right?
Green is medium.
Some butter.
It's very smooth.
Tenderized.
But is it there? I don't know. Yeah?
It's quite
Oh,
small.
yes.
So how much flour does it take? How big is the
Break all the
chamber?
COVID rules.
What's left inside there? Is it
It's
gone?
still very green in here, Oaks.
Is it,
I
eh?
think it might be overfull.
No.
No, it's not.
No,
No,
I
eh?
can taste it's not over.
Good.
I vape often enough. It goes really toasty when it's over.
Did you leave any
Yeah,
in
it's
there
not
now?
awful. Yeah. Just restack it up.
I can taste it a bit, eh?
Let me more some
And
more.
it's,
Let's
yeah,
try
no,
it
but I
again.
think
Let's
you
keep
also
fucking-
smoked all of it, man.
Yeah, we'll load it up again. Don't worry.
No, we
Because
vaped
I also
all
want
of
to
it.
try
Just
with
smoke.
the,
You vaped all
the
of it.
higher temperature as well.
Let's put it on high temp and see what it tastes like.
Okay.
This is a strong magnet as well. It's not just going to
Clean
some
that
or
out.
fall off.
No, that's cool, eh?
I like the
And
design.
that is lit. That is, and I'm gonna venture, I'm gonna eventually draw us a whole scale, okay, from shit as fuck right up to lit as fuck with all the bits in between. This is lit as fuck.
Already, I don't know though, hey? I didn't get much vape. I didn't see much
Okay,
vape off
you're
this
gonna get
thing,
it now,
man.
watch.
Usually you can smell it more. It's got that popcorny vape smell.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing you don't want.
That's the thing. Yeah, it tastes like burnt popcorn. That's what I didn't like about some of the dry herb.
That's when it's too
vapes.
hot and it goes toasty too quickly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
got to be a
that's
slow
done.
10 minutes.
Because this is nice and discreet if you need to like grab a quick pull somewhere where you should not be seen
How
like
much does that
exhaling.
thing weigh?
In
Same
public.
as the clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so light,
Yeah.
bro. So light, bro.
Really?
I really it,
Low-key, 5 out of 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the price on one of these bad boys?
That's really
This
stealth,
is something
yeah.
that I would love to know. How
So,
much?
guys, go check out
Um,
Wicked. They're more wholesalers. I think this thing retails for about $1,200 to $1,500.
Yeah, I would say it's about there, 1.2 to 1.5. Huh?
Yeah.
Sure.
But let's see if we can get a little cloud or something out of it, Oaks.
Vaporizers.
And please go check out Wicked for all your wholesale needs. They're good, Oaks.
Oh, yeah, where? Which one? Pipes?
Let's check. Sorry, bro.
Oh, no.
Okay, now we're going hot here. Let's see if we can make it cloud.
Okay. Yeah,
Grinders,
yeah.
bombs,
Vaporizers, Grenco Science.
Grenco Science.
Yeah. There we go. They got Lank, eh?
What's the price on that? Somebody who's close to the screen and can
They
see?
won't show you their price there because
I
they're
know.
wholesale.
But there's the box
Mm.
that they sent us.
Okay, there was a bit of smoke.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
Taste
let
it.
me-
You taste it.
And it's on Max.
It's on
eh?
max now, yeah.
Oh.
That must be the battery level that's there, the amount of dots.
Check and replace.
Yes, yeah. Battery LEDs blinking approximate
Yeah.
battery percentage.
LED
So you've got
mouthpiece
2
screens.
batteries left. Or 2 bars.
Screens, mouthpieces, they got the
There you
Much
go. There you
better.
I
go.
want to try it on hot.
Yo, take a
How's the
slow,
taste?
Slow.
gent. Much better.
Hey?
It's still got that weed fartness to it that vapes have, but much better.
Mm. It's starting to get that burnt popcorn taste.
Bring it again, I'll load it again.
Yeah, I think we're putting it through its paces yet, but I
No,
don't.
it's not over yet.
It's getting
No,
a
it's
bit
not.
warm to the touch. Do you know if they have like accessories like a
Four
silicon holder or something?
Four sessions.
Not that I
When-
know.
when you
but who
finish-
knows?
when you finish, you must-
Yeah, yeah.
When you finish, you want to cancel heating, hold the button for 2 seconds and then it
There's
stops.
still a lot of
Four
vapor in
sessions,
here.
yeah.
With vaping, when it runs out, when the bud is vaped out, it just dries up. It doesn't go burnt like
Yes,
ash.
yes.
So that's how you know it's done. There's just no more vape and there's still quite a bit here.
Okay, because Charles is a vape aficionado. I've seen him vape quite a
I
lot.
just
Yeah,
vape a lot here.
I find this one's really good.
It's like it's starting to get a bit
Really,
like my
really
lip
good.
is
Like
still
this is
feeling
great.
the heat from.
Yeah, see that must be because of the egg, because your mind's getting hot.
Now you get the cloud that you want.
Compact. It's 4 sessions. Yeah, 4 sessions.
Yeah, it's there, bro. Just want to try it.
I don't mind
Yeah,
the
I'll try it.
popcorn taste.
It's
there. I
just-
mean,
loads of
it's
fresh
ash.
What a
Like
fresh
it
one, bro.
spoils it
It's
for
like
me.
you have with the fat hot one, bro. Just a slow
Super
pour.
hot, yeah.
Yeah, it's hot
It's
though. It's on the
hot.
hot setting.
But it's still
When you
vape.
But it's like
Hold-
hot on the lip. My
Yeah,
lip
we're
is
giving
still
it a hard
feeling
time.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold the
it's
button
even
for 2
low
seconds
battery.
just to cancel the heating and then bring it back here and then we
Oh,
can...
is it on full blast?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Because I hold it, what?
Yeah, hold it down until it vibrates.
Just for 2 seconds.
See.
Yeah,
It goes
bring it,
into
now it's turned
neutral.
off. So yeah, now just hit it while it's cooling down.
Smart. Fuck, sorry.
Yes,
But it's
yeah.
that you can put it into neutral as well,
Yeah.
yeah,
It tastes a
dude.
bit like horsekak.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
That's,
Did it have cat hair in it?
There we go. No, I can
I
smell
don't
this
know.
one's toasting
There's
up.
no time to check.
and that is a very groovy toy.
No, I really like it.
Lit.
I think it's lit.
Yeah.
Same.
Definitely
Sticking
lit.
with lit.
This is lit F.
Lit
though.
is, no, I say
This
this
is the
I'm
line about
giving
this
this
lit
shit lit
F,
as
but
fuck.
that's
Really, hey,
Yeah.
dude?
Fuck, yeah.
Yo!
Like double lit as fuck, triple lit as fuck actually. Because I'm honestly a hater of vapes. I had the first Volcano, that blue thing that had a soldering iron upside down. Got it from Amsterdam in 2000, and it was, you know, like back in the day.
You can't hate
And it was
anything that
terrible.
helps you consume cannabis.
No, it was terrible. It changed the flavor of every bud I ever put into that.
Oh,
sun.
then it's
It
not
changed
nice.
the
Flavor,
flavor
it's not
every single
worth
time.
it.
And there was no way to control that heat because then it was just a simple vaporizer which was
My
a
Silver
soldering
Surfer
iron
is very true to
upside
its
down.
flavour.
Now, with something like this and you can control the heat, man, the flavor is really good.
Yeah, you can control that because to your own liking. Some people will only vape on medium, some people will only use the low setting. Your first drag when you vape is always got the most flavour,
There we go.
and thereafter you get the strongest drag, and then the third one is usually toasty, and you can have a fourth or a fifth one.
It's
depending.
comfy in the hand. It's elegant to look at.
And it looks like discreet. It doesn't
Yeah.
look
It's
like.
stealth,
It
you can
looks
hide it.
really like expensive, suave kind of bouge.
It looks like a
You know?
smart Nord, honestly. That's.
Let this thing cool down a bit more.
Yeah.
It is easy to lose though, I'm sure.
I like
Yeah.
it a lot.
Easy
I
to
would carry it
lose.
around in its box if I have to travel.
No, bro, that box can't fit in your pocket, dude.
Well, why do you travel? You know?
No, if you're traveling like, you know,
Sorry.
We have sharks in studio. So I'm very surprised because I see someone also speaking about that, one of the OG Grencos. I remember when these oaks first brought out their dab herb pens and they were cuck and they would burn. And honestly, they've come a long way. It's encouraging to hear you oaks give it a lit because a few years ago, I would have given all their products a shit, eh? But watch this space, more Grenco coming your way. Big thank you to Wicked. Dan, you said a lit as fuck.
Lit as fuck. I
No
like
way,
it, yeah.
Joe.
I'm getting
Yeah,
lit as
yeah, I'm
fuck.
still, maybe I'm going down a little to lit in a bit.
Lit in a
Just
bit.
because of the heat, it gets
Yeah.
like physically hot to hold.
But I think we can also dial it down because I think we just redlined
It's
that
quite
thing. Eh?
warm in the room, and we did just put it through its paces like quite hard.
But it does get warm, I'll say that much. If you're going to hold it in your hand for 5 minutes, it's not meant for that. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a
But
few
you just
drags too
watch
many and you put it in your pocket, you can
Just
burn
make
your
sure you
leg.
turn it off. You know,
Yeah.
don't leave it on.
And I'm
Don't
sure
get
it's
too
clever.
stoned and
Yeah,
forget
yeah,
to
yeah,
switch
yeah.
the thing
Don't
off.
do that.
I'm sure it's clever and it'll turn off and things like that. It does say that you can do concentrates in it, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would
no.
definitely not.
I would never do
No,
concentrates in
there
my
is one
Dana
full
vape either.
concentrate, the
Yeah.
wax
You
pen.
you
There
get
is
an
one, the long-term one.
adapter for
Yeah.
this that takes concentrate.
Yeah, this is not
But
the
I'm
concentrate
just
one.
too scared of messing drops and getting
No, you
sticky
want
cannabis
ceramic
oil on
bowls
these
and-
tender parts. You know, I just put flour in here and I don't have to clean it very often. It's a great tool.
And stay tuned next week. We will have the concentrate version to see if that one's also pulled up its socks. Eh? So, Charles, you were saying lit in a bit.
This vape,
Yeah.
it's lit. I haven't really used it enough to give a proper opinion. I have to say that. But just from the experience here, I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say no.
Cool, man. I see someone saying there that they've got one. The only thing that they don't really like is the small chamber size because you've got to refill it
Yeah, I
often.
thought the chamber looks a bit small. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one also has a small chamber, you know. If I really want to get well baked, you know, I have to do 2 in a row. That's 6 rounds, you know. But it's fun. It's a ritual.
I still stick with my lit shit as lit as fuck because I still think it's really cool. But it's a good point that it's a small hit. You know, regardless of wherever you're going with this, you have to take weed with you. You have to be able to grind it up,
Yeah.
and then you have to be able to load it up every time because that was one hit essentially. You'll go and hit that up, you warm it up, smoke it, and then you'll be done. And then what? Now you need to reload. You need to pull out your weed again and grind and everything.
It's like it needs a doob tube travel companion or like little pucks that aren't heavy compressed, but just enough with enough dab to keep it together. And it's not going to mess things up. That would be lacquer. Like paste
Yeah.
dispenser. It needs a weed
Yeah.
paste dispenser.
They're perfect. There we go. There's little like bokdrol.
Zoldrol.
Oh, love it.
I see they're also saying battery life also seems a bit short. I would agree. It's one of the smaller ones. We've got the big brother though. We've got the big brother also lined up for in a couple of weeks. But you know, when it's small, it is a lot of compromises. It's like when you have a small this or a small that. There's only so much room. But for on the go, it's dope.
Great for on the go, yes.
Yeah. Keep it charged in the car, wherever. I know all you oaks are hustling with the power banks. I don't know if I'll give it a lit as fuck. I'd like to put it through its paces, but it definitely gets a solid lit.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
The dash.
Dig it.
Yo!
Get your G-Pen dash.
So, guys, before we get on to this week's Growing with My Buds, please remember to vote in the Zol poll. Have you stopped supporting Aquel? Hell no, faux show. Never supported them anyway. Hashtag HotBoxShow on all the social medias and HotBoxShow SAZA
ZA.
on Instagram. Tag us to enter. Instagram.co.za.
HotBoxShow.co.za.
Yeah.
It's such an adjustment. Even the bots and me are struggling to keep
No, just
up.
tag us. Tag our profile. That's the best.
Cool. So, guys, in this week's Growing with My Buds, I'd like to take a minute to talk about the science of strain names. Because is there a science? Are there rules? What are the ethics? Pollen chuckers? All these sort of words are sort of coming up lately, and I don't even know where to begin.
Sure. It's quite a topic. I mean, that's been quite a hot topic everywhere. But
It has.
Strain.
Yeah.
I've got an immediate complaint. I don't like strain names that deliberately try and be too shocking. That use like names from street drugs like green crack, you know.
Okay.
Or
Thunderfuck.
yeah, it gets too sexual. You know, you can be much more creative and interesting without having to be vulgar.
But I mean, quite frankly, if you're old enough to say fuck, you're old enough to say weed. Smoke weed.
Yeah, that too.
Because like now,
There are some really crazy names. There are, but I mean, are you trying to basically, how does it relate back to the weed?
so there's a couple. What got the thought going for me was someone was saying, my dream job is to be the person who names weed strains. And I thought that's kind of fun because, sometimes we get to do that with Sativa City and see other oaks go through it with their vibes and that. But then I started asking myself, when it comes to one, selling seeds that are now potentially from good stock, where you don't want to give the name away at a certain price point because it could fuck things around, or you can't give the name away, people have started alluding to those names. But then you also get straight ones where 5 people have got the same wedding cake. How does this work?
Well,
None of it makes sense.
I think what you need to do is you need to go to like the biggest seed directory that's known first of all, which I would go this way, and this is what I've heard other people saying ways go, is you'd go to say EU.seedfinder. It's a massive seed directory. It is like, if you can find any strain on there, it's basically any breeder that is registered or that at least is doing legitimate work, that is putting out strains that have got their own crosses, their own work, that have been kind of vetted. I mean, people do sort of go over and like will call them out if it's their absolute
So like
bullshit.
a provenance.
Provenance?
It's like when you have art, when you have a piece of art, the provenance shows that it's authentic.
Yeah, I guess
So that's where we sort of check the provenance of where we're getting it from to see that it is what they say it is.
Well, that's it. So basically, what you would do is, if you want to go now make a strain, if you want to make a strain, cool. Now you've got two plants, male and female, and you want to cross them, and you want to make a strain, and you cross whatever it is that you cross, Swazi and wedding cake, and you call it whatever you wanted, Magwinias. If you go online and you check on this list, and I'm not saying that they are the list, I'm just saying that it's one list that is the most concise list you could ever find. Go onto that list and type that name. And if you see that that name is there, it's only respect to not go and make another name the same thing. Because essentially it's, it's first come, first served. That's how it is.
Isn't there a database where
There
that
should
can
be
be
a
prevented?
database.
Well, they'll tell you
That
no,
is the
don't.
database.
That's what I'm saying, that is database.
But
You would,
anyone can put anything on there, but it's usually curated by comments in the bottom.
comments,
So
breeders, everyone.
scroll,
So now, if you call
So you
yourself
can go and
your straight
object.
wedding cake, right, and you've done a cross of something else, it's not game. It's not really the way to do it, because people will be like, dude, you're talking absolute rubbish. This is not what the wedding cake was.
So Boomstrong's brought up a very relevant article on the flyer.
Yeah.
What about the worst cannabis names? Like he pulled up Agent Orange, which is a dope name, but an insensitive name, Bomb Threat, Cat Piss, MILF. What about Gulf? What's that one? BC?
Dolph.
Roadkill.
BC Roadkill. Ooh.
I've had
LSD.
cannabis
LSD.
before, actually.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Remember?
Abusive OG, your oaks.
So mainly they're going to be named because of the way
Chernobyl.
that they think it makes people feel
Look at
how
that.
it looks.
Yeah, those are not cool names. I'm sorry.
So
Well,
there's a
there's-
political
they're trying too
correctness.
hard.
But there's also some seriously badass names that I've heard of underground breeders that call their stuff some fucking terrible stuff.
So, what's the best name you've heard for a weed
Oh
strain?
man.
Come on, or even if it's just like random ones, then.
Cement shoes.
Cement shoes.
That's a cool name.
That would be a good indica, right?
False teeth.
Oh, there we go.
That's it.
That's some
False
cement
teeth.
shoes any day.
Meat breath. You know, there's so many different things, and now if you say meat breath, I can only imagine that it must really smell. It must have like a fucking disgusting stink to it, and you'd hope that it does, because if you get something like Sunset Sherbet, you want that to smell like Sunset Sherbet. What is like you were saying? What is a really controversial name like MILF? What does MILF smell like? That strain that was there. Like, what does that smell like?
Guys, if you want to mess up your searches, what does MILF smell like? That?
But yeah, I mean, I guess it's your choice. You don't have to conform to any rule.
Joe, do you have any favourite strain names?
Not really. I've been sitting here thinking, like racking my brain quietly. But no, my favorite is like stupid and cheesy, but it's Northern Lights. I just
Yes.
love because it just brings up images in my mind. of
Northern
just
Lights.
really
There's a lot of
beautiful
nostalgia to
and-
certain names, like also the names have a meaning, because
it comes
back
with
in the day,
lineage.
when we were all young little fishies, those names meant a certain strain. It wasn't diluted by the thousands of strains. It was Afghan Kush, it was Nepalese, it was Thai red sticks, it was Swazi gold or Malawi cob, and then there was like
Especially
Mexican
for us
red, and
buddies
there
in
was
our
something
40s,
else,
you know?
and something else, and that was it.
Yeah.
You guys knew that was that, and there was no like.
Yeah, there was about 5 or 6 of them. In
And there was poison, like the dude said, I got poison.
Mm.
The whole of South Africa knew what poison was. Go to anywhere else that, like, any hood and that's some old school smokers and say, yes, I've got this beach wedding. You'd be like,
Well,
what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, when last,
Beach wedding smoke, what is this?
when last have you seen a Durban pencil or,
Never, it's
or,
gone.
or a Malawi
But
cob?
that's it. It was something that was like,
Where's the Malawi
the
cob?
names meant something then because it was an easy way to identify where the weed came from. Now,
Yeah.
bro, you cannot tell me where exactly beach crasher, whatever the hell you want to call it, or wedding cake was bred. There's no like area lineage to that. It's more about what has the person chosen. It's not related to the mountains or to the ground, unless you're going with outdoor.
So let's play a little bit. Is it politically correct? Because our Boomshams brought up some of the funniest names. Nick, if you could move over
The
a bit
funniest
there.
strain names.
So before we get onto this, I just want you, Oaks, to put your suggestions in. What do we need to mix with Malawi Gold and something else to make Malawi Golden showers?
Cannabis.
Catpiss, there we go, Joe.
You know what
Catpiss.
Dusty grows online?
Cool, so
Oh,
Dusty,
Dusty.
shout out for the badges. Purple monkey balls. Is it PC or not? I'm not offended. You offended, guys?
No, go.
Green crack. Shoal said he was offended.
No,
Canis-
Canasaurus.
So offended.
Sutra.
Canasutra.
If that's your thing, roll with it. But I
Chilo.
wouldn't want to buy it.
I don't know. Poochie.
I love Dopium. It's a dope name, Dopium. Purple Urkel. That's neutral.
Girl Scout cookies.
That I wonder, eh?
But that has a kind of name
Bob
behind it.
Saget.
There's a reasoning
Bob
behind it.
Saget,
apparently.
But that's using kids to market weed. Zombie Killer OG.
Barack Obama.
That's a great one.
Charlie Sheen. Oh.
Charlie Shabin.
Gosh, you take it in.
Laughing Grass. Oh, that is my new favorite. There we go,
Laughing
straight
Grass.
away.
Voggelgras.
And Last
Last
of Thunder
of
Fight.
Yeah, love it.
So, Joe, I agree with you. The ones that let's stick with me are the ones that impacted me early on. White Widow. Northern
We need
Lights.
some
It's not
Afrikaans
like
ones.
necessarily my favorite strain, but genuinely, like, I love all things cheesy, and my ideal thing that I want to do one day when I'm big is to go to Norway and go and look at those northern lights and like lie down on the ground and smoke some northern lights. Cheesy as fuck, I know, but that's what I want to do. That's why I like the name.
Because also, Skunk was a dope name as well. Someone said Skunk.
Papagai
Yeah.
Skunk
Sly.
was
I
the
love Skunk.
coolest, eh? Papagai Sly,
Yeah,
eh?
but skunk's a great strain. Skunk number 1.
But there's also cool names for weed, like Devil's Lettuce, eh?
Yeah, like other
I mean,
names.
we
that-
had them
that-
all for the
Yes,
shirt,
on the
and we had
shirt.
for the 50 ish.
The 5 oldest strains of marijuana, brew. What we got going down here, eh?
There we go. Thai.
Thai?
What's this?
Okay.
Okay. Where's it from? Hold on.
Nepalese.
Indonesia.
Indonesia, alright. Then you've got Nepalese, Hindu Kush, Afghani.
All those fat ones, eh? All those
And if those are
fat
the
ones,
oldest, by whose count, whatever it is, but anyway, I mean, yeah, you know,
Maybe
There's-
historically.
there's-
Didn't they say cannabis is from Afghanistan?
or China.
Nigel says the name should reflect the main
Kazakhstan,
attribute of the strain.
That region there.
I think that's what they do in their own form. I mean, if they want to call it.
But it also becomes such a binary thing. There's only
It's
so
like
much
Durban
orange
poison.
this
It's
or...
the good stuff in the poison
Yeah.
is the form.
There's
Yeah.
either there's one way or another it's going to be explained. It's either where it's from, what it looks like, what it
Yeah,
tastes
exactly.
like, what it feels like, what it smells like. It's going to something is going to come from
some
what
sort
it
of
is.
sensory
Something.
thing to it, eh?
Yeah.
But now what happens, like, because now I see that there's things in the lexicon with stoners where cheese and Swazi now mean a certain grade as opposed to a certain strain necessarily.
Also, yeah, it gets confusing, hey?
But what I've also seen is, how do oats get away with everyone having a white widow though? Because there's a Nirvana white widow, there's the original Greenhouse white widow.
But-
How does that work?
But it works exactly like that. It's exactly from
Is it
back.
common-
It's the phenos that were hunted back in the day. So back
Through
in the day
those
with the
lines,
original
they found
seed
that.
banks like Nevada seed banks, for instance, or sure, there's many of them. Sensi. They would have given a pack of white widow, like you say, and these other banks would have got it and found their pheno that they had.
So they would have all
They
had
all-
from that original source.
Yes, of course, because it all comes
They
from
will also
somewhere,
back
and then
in
they
the
would have had their cut that they specifically said that they found in their original regular packs.
So it's not like there's random strains that people have just named.
No. It has to have the same lineage.
Like even
It has to
Dynafem's
smell-
white widows from that original pack and all that stuff there.
So Dynafem has a white widow, and then whatever Soma seeds will have a white widow and someone else. And if they're
They
claiming
go
it
source
to
from
be
the same
the
value.
white widow,
Yes.
it will come from the oldest available place that it came from. The most OG that had it. And they all run with that guy that maybe created that
Common
white widow.
consensus.
So who
also
made
that,
White Widow? Who was the first guy that made White Widow? Do we know?
No, well. No,
Well, you Google
no,
it if we
we
can.
don't know. Let's
No,
see.
if I had to take a shot, it's that dude, man. That'll
That
come to
dude.
me.
Let's see who's.
But you know what I'm saying? So you would claim that you have that cut from, like, now for instance, Thug Pug, for instance.
Shanty Barber.
You're right.
I put
Thug
good
Pug
money on
has
being
meat
Shanty
breath
Barber.
and bubblegum breath and all these breaths. So you go and you say, okay, I've got bubblegum breath, and you also bubblegum breath, and you find a different pheno, and you find a different pheno, but you want to sell it. It's still bubblegum breath.
But am I allowed to do that? Let's say I go buy seeds from greenhouse.
Yes.
Can I breed from them? If they were to sell me regulars, can I breed from them and sell them as White Widow seeds?
F2s, F3s, you'd have to give it some sort of.
Or if
like,
I took a White Widow from them and a White Widow from
Gotta
someone
add
and
the
made
F.
F1s,
Gotta add
am
the
I allowed
F.
to say White Widow then? Can I claim that I've got White Widow seeds?
You gotta show the tree.
You got to show the tree. There we go. You got to be honest. in
You
your
gotta
tree.
name the seller.
Well, you would say that. You would say,
So this is
I've
third
taken.
generation green smoke from seeds.
Exactly. You've taken greenhouse seeds, White Widow, cross, greenhouse seeds, Blue Dream.
Yeah?
And then that's your strain, and you'd say then it's called Blue Widows. And that's what it is.
But what if I took a White Widow and a White Widow? Could I make a White Widow?
Call it a White
And
Widow
wouldn't they
F2.
come after me for doing it though? Wouldn't those oaks
Well,
be
why are they
pissed
selling
off?
regular seeds? No, they sell that for that reason, because you can take that. There's no law, there's no claim on it. They can't tell you that you can't make a cross
Yet.
and sell it yet.
Yet. I
I
wonder
suppose
about
that is gonna
Monsanto
come,
ways,
yeah.
eh?
This German seeds. That's quite a story there. So basically, it goes back. I can't really read that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, guys, the history's out there, and that maybe one day we'll get boring and we'll do the history of this strain and the history of that strain. If you guys find it interesting, like, share, subscribe, tell us in the comments, you know. Like, it would be cool to hear the history of Pineapple Express, like,
Yeah.
strain of the week, eh? Like the OGs
Mm-hmm.
and the new Gs, eh?
Yeah, I've got a great book, the Canna Bible. I'll bring that through. We've got the.
Got a
Oh, the
jab, eh?
Cannabis was
There
great.
you go. This exact one. Yeah, let's have a look at this quickly while we're on it. This is amazing, this book. So this is a book that's for the OGs, the guys that want the coffee book. Take the thing, let me just take one out. Okay. It's a 3-part series, the 1, 2, and 3, by Jason King. And basically he's got so many strains that he went and tried and took photos of and then basically spoke about them and gave them basically description.
Nice.
So there's Grape Kush, Golden Pineapple, Granddaddy Purple, Grape Mint, Great Garberville, Hawaiian Snow, whatever you want.
It's
I
a
mean,
bit
let's
of a catalogue.
yeah, let's find something that we
It's
know.
nice.
Let's go
It's
with
good work.
like
It's real
We don't
work.
want to get a strike, so we're just going to do this quickly.
That's real work.
Let's do catalog weed before Instagram. Years before Instagram.
yeah, Purple Urkel. It's a known name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's read this. The Urkel is a clone that is now extremely popular on the West Coast, especially in the more popular buyers clubs. The Urkel is always a pleasure to smoke, and it's truly one of my favorites. So let's see, it goes down to give you some scents. I'm trying to find the one here, you know. Oh, sorry guys, I was trying to find some history, but there was no history on that one. That just tells you what it's about.
But you know, enough Googling and we could put it
Yeah,
all together.
exactly.
We'll use that
Oh, I
EU
done
seed
it.
finder and all that shit. But either way, guys, like, share, subscribe. Dan's basically been telling me it's cool. I can knock off the OG names. But what if I was supposed to start using names like Mandarin Cookies and things like that?
I don't
As
say
long as I
knock
bred
off,
from
I
it.
didn't say knock off the OG names. It's more about giving credit to the original breeders in your name and saying that it's
Okay.
an F2, F3. Don't ever say that I'm growing. Here's, if you go put a seed on, say here's White Widow seeds. But they're
And
not
put it out,
selectively made.
Or just say it's your White Widow, your version of White Widow.
And in the description say
Yeah.
you use these to make the cross.
Okay, so you can also do it like a tribute to you if it say
True.
grow something that speaks
best
Durban
way,
poison
yeah.
to me. I
There we
can
go.
call it
Yeah.
Durban
If it
poison.
speaks to you in that fashion, you say,
Yeah.
this is what I feel is
That's
the
the better way
skunk.
to do it.
Great, this is my version of skunk.
Mm.
My version.
Mm.
And if you like my version,
Then you
buy
got a
it.
double barrel name. Then you call it my
Someone
skunk.
might turn around and say, I don't like your version of skunk, I like the original. Well, then go buy the fucking original one, dude.
But don't call it
So
skunk.
import it from
Call
the,
it my special
Yes.
skunk. Or
Well, that's it's a naming thing.
John
Is the problem.
Skunk.
You wouldn't call it skunk. You call it like skunky. Call it like skunk.
Skank.
Too. Skank.
Strange to add a number, yeah.
I think. I mean, where's the seed aficionados?
Yeah, guys. And tell us in the chat, what are some of your favourite strain names, man? I see Axel saying things like Roy Bart. That's always been a boss name because it epitomizes the look of that bud when it's got all those red pistils on it still. That for me is what epitomizes Roy Bart.
Chris J says, God Bud Cross Cheese is cheeses. Best strain name ever. No, if it's not skunk, it's not skunk easy.
Have you guys got any favourite strain names in the audience, eh? Nothing that lingers, eh?
Chem dog.
I like them all.
Chem Dog.
Yeah.
Chem Dog's a cool name. Chem Dog.
No, yeah.
Double
Ooh,
EG.
the super lemon.
Super lemon dog.
Names of fruit is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chinese eyes.
I don't know if you can say that, bro. That might be offensive.
What's the strain?
Oh, man.
Next thing people will be calling us a cult, bro. Gotta be careful, eh? I can see Dan's getting sucked into the literature.
No, I
here,
wanted
eh?
to find that Chem Dog. I heard him say something about Chem Dog. I wanted to find Chem Dog. Chem Dog's got a good story about it. There's quite a lot of...
I know the story, but I'm not going to regale you. So I have a tale of it because some stories are weird about the history of weed. Like I sometimes wonder if guys make up a story just to fill that vacuum of the legacy of the weed. Because sometimes it's just a dank pip and it happens, but then there's this vacuum. People want more.
No,
They
but
want
you
a
see,
story.
Back in the day, it was more of a mission because it was more on a smuggling level. It was very underground, very illegal. I
Specialized.
mean,
Most of this
air
shit...
raids was a constant. When they were breeding this stuff, it was like super.
Yeah.
And they made sure they don't get pollen drift between the friends and all. It's, yeah, different times. So I mean.
And also big risk to do it, to
Yeah.
make dank seeds,
And they
because
did it.
dank seeds weren't something
Generation
that
after
were around.
generation.
eh?
This stuff,
Yeah.
these strains all came from seed that was brought over the borders in America. And the one thing that we'd all know, the most influential time of all cannabis breeding was from during the time of the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
During that
Exactly.
time was when cannabis was brought
Explosion.
from Mexico, from everywhere, and it was distributed during their concerts, and people were getting their seeds, and from those seeds they were making
The Grateful Dead.
Them,
Yeah.
the Grateful
With the
Dead.
60s.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were very influential in the cannabis industry and
Lots of
world
guys
and
bombed their
community back
shows.
in the day because they would attract the like-minded people that were smoking cannabis back then, and that's when strains, like I was saying, came from
With
Mexico.
the Everglades and all that.
all
Yeah.
that was
They
them.
would go and
So,
just have a
Jamaica.
seed bomb for the day. Just give it away. Or
and they
sell
had
it
weed, yeah,
and-
weed that they
and
brought
weed
there, the
and
best Mexican,
guys would
whatever
find
it was that they
seed
could
in
find.
the weed and
Yeah.
grow that, and then it's
There we
dank
go.
as fuck, and
There we go.
it just exploded.
From that.
And every show, like ritually,
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
would go there just for the seed drop because they know, next show it's only in Portland, just over the road, or what the fuck ever, and then they just go there.
Get the gas,
Yeah.
bro.
yeah, get the gas, exactly.
Mm.
Chem Dog is from as a Grateful Dead story. So
Yeah, there's a great
Full
history
thing to
of
do with it,
cannabis
yeah.
in this documentary called Square Grouper, which has 3 chapters, one about the church in Jamaica, one about the Everglades, and one about the Black Tuna gang that smuggled cannabis in the 60s. Absolutely
Yes.
brilliant documentary to watch.
Yes.
Square Grouper.
Okay.
Yeah, very interesting
So-
times.
Clip Clop says, what if you take a strain and colloidal a branch and self-pollinate? Will you then be able to market it as the original? Well,
Some strains don't reverse.
yeah, what you're doing is you're selfing that plant on its own, and if you haven't got, say, the original, or like if you do it to self a fem, you're going to get more expressions out of the fem. That's going to bring out other expressions. So you can't label it as the original, but for you to preserve your own
Yeah.
strain, then yes, you could.
Yes.
But even as a regular, let's say
Because
I
that's
got
what they
a
do with tomatoes.
Yes.
let's say I've got a batch of regular seeds,
Yeah.
and I made babies just from that.
F2s, yes.
F2s,
F1s,
or I made
sorry, F1s,
feminized.
F1s.
If I made feminized as well, because you can apparently do the process. You know, take a clone. How do I make a feminized?
Feminized is just taking a female plant, using basically a colloidal silver, get it to pollinate itself because it is a female already.
Exactly.
There's no Y chromosome in its DNA. So when you
Yeah.
do that, it puts an X on it again, making it a female.
So let's say I do
Seed.
that. Let's say I get a pack of regulars, hey, and I get some nice girls, and then I control paste them
Yes.
to feminize itself,
Yes.
to make feminized
Yes,
seed of
yes.
itself. Is that okay?
It's a form
Well,
of
for you,
cloning,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, but to sell? Would that be cool?
If you disclaim it, And people are cool with paying whatever you charge, yes. But most guys don't disclaim it. Some of them even use inferior
You would be-
methods of obtaining the reversal. Because that's what you're doing, is you're reversing the sex on the plant. And you're letting it express male out. So once you do that, it really messes up with the plant. And some guys use inferior sprays on the plant. And it can produce weird Quasimodo kind of like breeding.
Unstable babies.
Very, very.
But also, if you were to try and pull off someone else's strain and try and sell, if like I was trying to sell,
As
you know,
long as you
Tropicana
say it,
cookies,
this is what I did.
and I try and pull it off and make my own
Fuck it.
packaging, you're going to get caught out. At the end of the day, that's how it is.
Yeah.
The breeders are so protective over their packaging, and it's so unique that you know what you get when you get a
They'll
sealed pack.
track you.
You go, well, it's
See a
just also
You
the
see a
world of
flower.
Instagram and stuff. You think you're going to get away with posting
You know,
this
they'll
stuff.
report you and block you. And
Somehow, someone's going
you
to
won't get away with it for long.
Your crate will drop immediately. You'll be
Yeah.
caught out so fast if you say that you're growing Tropicana cookies. Just say that it's an F2 or F3 that you've crossed back because you found a pheno from him.
Or a male that I found.
Because they do sell
after
reg
this
packs,
or
like you're
whatever.
saying. They're
Yeah.
selling reg packs. So just say,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I got it, but I fucking did the cross, so that's an F4 of this. And then people, oh, okay. You
No.
have done crossing, you've done your thing. It's not the original.
Mm.
So I get what your Oaks are saying about open disclosure and all that.
Because I mean,
Um,
if you're charging $100 a seed, at least just say, listen, this is what I did. If it's anything to do like that, but I mean, if you're selling regulars, it's easy because it's just male onto female, and you know the lineage comes from
Yeah.
most probably reg packs as well. And if it's a fem, it'll say fem seed or reg seed. You know, the legit breeders will just disclose that. I mean, it's just a little fucking 3-letter thing in brackets. It's quick. So that's really one way to filter out the scum and the guys who fucking just, you know, they try and rip seeds off or names off or say it's from Europe but it's bred in Spain. It's all that kind of stuff, you know. It's just a little bit of smoke and mirrors.
Because I've seen this is a thing now. There's even to an extent, I think it was Dutch Passion, they have a thing on their site about it, is that there's even straight out counterfeits. Not Oaks who are just claiming it and send it to you white label in an envelope or whatever, but Oaks who are straight up rebranding the packaging and everything.
Yeah.
And selling, like you can buy Foncon Nikes and all that.
And all the
You
seeds
can buy right
imitation.
Foncon.
Will it look similar to what you think it was going to be?
I imagine it's just a random
Or
weed
hemp.
seed. Or
It's
hemp,
hemp
bro.
seed.
They
It's
just
gonna
give you
be-
anything.
Yeah, any
Yeah,
seed that looks
just
like
the
cannabis
packaging.
seed.
Because you'll only know in a few months.
It's very
Yeah.
hard to exactly. You don't know. The seed looks the same.
Yeah.
No one can tell if it's cookies or if it's Swazi. Don't tell me you
Yeah,
can. There's
they
no
change
way.
the URL every month.
The seed looks the same. So that's why you trust your breeder with his packaging. So you know
And a regular and a
when I
feminized
get the
seed
seeds
also
from
looks
this
the
breeder,
same.
it comes in a packaging that looks like this. It has this kind of sticker on it, and it is like this. There's no. When
But
you
even
get,
the
like, so that
packaging
was the
was
one thing-
perfect, bro.
Well,
Even the
that,
packaging was the same packaging.
Yeah.
It's the same as I've seen perfect knockoffs of these Grenkos.
Mm.
Down to the packaging, it's so good. The
So
seeds,
they try and package it
perfect.
in a unique way that people can't copy.
They do.
Well, now they've
but
got
China,
the-
bro. It all comes from
Now
China
they've
anyway.
got the ID, the can ID. It's a little
Uh-huh.
sticker that goes on your packs that basically seals the pack first of
The
all.
holographic
And it's a
sticker.
holographic sticker and it's got a thing you can scan it and it tells you that this is this pack from this breeder.
They're numbered in batches and everything.
That's it.
Or just goes to the fake site, bro. You know, it's crazy times out there. All I'm going to say is for those who are looking for seeds, because it is that time, go check out the affiliates. Guys, we're about to get onto Instagram, do a little bit of felt focus of weed. Please remember, like, share, subscribe. This week's Zol poll, have you stopped supporting Aquel? Hell no. Faux show. Never supported them anyway. Please go check out our article about it. It's stranger than fiction. I don't even know what to say. Like, share, subscribe, hashtag HotBoxShow, and Instagram is now, you got to tag us on hotboxshow.co.za. We're going to check the tags, Oaks.
Yeah,
And we'll
last
go back
week
a bit.
we were blocked last week, or shadow banned, and we
One,
couldn't
two,
do
nine.
it. So we'll have a look this week and see if it's up.
Yeah. Holding thumbs, Oaks. Let's get grilled.
Okay, we're just launching here. We're getting connected to the
No, that's all right. It takes a
interspace
minute to
web.
dial in.
129.
It gives everyone a chance to stack their bong, roll your scafe there, quicks, get your dabs loaded, get your vapes loaded, get
Quickly
grilled
go to
with
the
us,
loo.
and go down the rabbit hole of
fridge.
dankness.
No, it's not. Never mind. Yeah, got you. Yeah, that's a good one.
So we're gonna have to go check out the tags, eh, Oaks? And we
So
might go
going
back a
hashtag
bit.
Hotbox Show, or where am I going to look at actually?
You go into Hotbox Show, to the Hotbox Show account. You guys at home can do the same, so you know where. Is you go to Hotbox Show's account, and you go see the pictures that we've been
Hotbox Show,
taking.
let's see it, zero.
That's it.
And it's the third tab. It's the tags.
Third tab. Okay, there we go.
Tags. And we might go back a little bit because there's not too many yet on this beast. So we might go back.
Starts
Just
with
extra.
Logo SA.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just extra porn,
Yeah,
but
got
we'll
it.
choose from here.
Seedling time.
Right, do this.
I've noticed that taking flash pics at night makes your buds look frostier.
Yeah, little trick there.
Oh.
But that's sativa to the max, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So this guy's latent flower, getting the flush on, getting the fade on.
Those buds are thick, bro. Thick. Good lord.
Happy grow tent.
Nice Cannabis.
Red stems.
Very pretty.
Yep.
I love those like
Developing cheese.
contrasting.
Yes,
Stand
Reaching,
thinky.
eh?
Do whatever you did there.
Very good work as always. Yeah, this guy knows how to do scrogging.
Same.
So much noir bud porn here, eh?
Are we allowed to say that word?
Oh, we've said so many words
Porn,
tonight.
porn, porn.
Little acorns.
It's done now.
That little perks there. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shot for the tags, Oaks. Shot a
Quite
lot.
stacked, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
That's
Oh,
Ontario.
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
There we go.
Mm.
Yes, please.
See how they? You guys notice how they follow the sun, hey?
Yeah.
They
Perfect.
point to the sun. That's why some guys they notice when they put it under cuck light and it grows all the way sideways. It means come on, Oaks, sort out your
Yeah,
lights.
nice.
Ooh yeah,
Would
Healthy.
you like to see that middle one?
fat.
Go with the gardener.
Yeah, he always produces some
More safe
amazing.
crops.
fucking
Is that with blurple though?
Instagram
Yeah.
photos.
Yeah. A bit of blurple there, but frosty is
A whole lot of scrogging going on.
Needs BK. And fuzzes like that. More BK.
The Dagga just-
Frosty F.
Come on.
Yes, it looks like a party cup.
It is a solo
Yeah.
cup.
Scrub
Wow.
fucked up. Yes.
It's gonna get a kilo.
At least 5 grams.
Yo.
Yes.
Can of gauze, eh?
No, you
It's been a
don't
while
like the
since
name
we've had one
processed
of those,
crops.
eh?
Last good one.
Jeez,
was
I remember
one
rolling
smoked,
those
yeah.
things for 420.
Yeah, that was the last good one I smoked. Was the one you made there.
Yeah, we used to hand roll those things.
Yeah, Dan knows the story. He's been doing those can of gauze for years.
Yeah.
Before these presses.
Yeah. Make your own box.
Yeah, that's it. That is very healthy. It looks
Very
like
happy.
it's very, very good.
Is that in a grow bag, a cloth
Big
grow
green
bag?
Buddha, big green plant.
More nitrogen. Feeder. Yeah. You can see it was a great day, so
Sweet Skittles.
good photos.
Oh, I like that.
Sunshine.
Outdoor Gorilla Glue.
It's outdoor.
Nice colours, beautiful colours.
Yeah, stinky. Purple flowers.
Yeah, and I have the thing for dark plants, like
Yeah.
the purples and the dark greens and then the dark.
And it's that contrast, you know,
Yeah,
it makes the
there's
trichomes.
exactly.
Yeah. Then
Ah,
when you put
bro.
it next to a green plant, a plant that finishes green, you're like, oh yes, that's what green looks like.
There's the Concord.
That's-
Remember, guys.
Oh, nice one.
18th September.
So,
Mm.
and there's DFL front and center as well, Oaks.
The cult. There's the cult.
There's the cult right there to protest us some more.
That's
Ayers.
Yeah, I like that. That's the same one that was there against the side of the thing.
mm.
It's the same plant. I like those acorns.
Oaks are growing gas, man.
This
Yeah.
quad feels from Ontario. This dude here, I don't know what to say. It's from
Nice.
Ontario.
Well, thank
Nice
you for
little
taking us.
Light box.
Here's the
with
motherland
with
of genetics,
reflection.
guys.
Yeah, beautiful floor. Yes.
Nice, dude. Let's grow, bro. No, more light, bro. More light, eh, bro.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Lots more light. This plant loves light, bro. There.
Ah, no pray.
No, you know, bro.
No
What am I
pray.
saying,
No
bro?
pray.
That's dank, bro.
Yes,
Ah.
yes.
The let it have light, eh?
Wel gedaan.
Once light, bro.
Oh, that looks good, bro. That's the max.
Mm.
And that's
Nice,
awesome.
bro.
Nice.
We can go on because we didn't do the week before.
These are the guests from last week.
The lovely guests.
And please go check out the guests from last week. They got lots of dope shit.
I'm
Health and
sorry I
Harmony.
missed them, man.
Yeah,
I'm
Health
so
and
looking
Harmony
forward
girls.
to meeting them.
Yeah, they
On
were
Inst-
fun, eh?
Instagram.
Yeah.
They got dope leggings, eh?
Ah,
No, it's like a niche thing or some shit. So.
Mm.
to get myself exercised a little bit so I can do leggings. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yo, training. That's some gym there.
Like when Spider-Man, eh?
That's cool.
Is that Dusty?
Yeah.
With the cover crop in the solo, bro.
Yeah.
Plus reps Dusty.
This is the Solo Cup challenge.
He's growing some grass with his grass as well. Does he is.
Yeah.
Grass with the grass. Ice cream cake. Is that what the strain's name is?
Dessert, anyone?
Nice.
He doesn't say. Come on, Stink Dinky, you gotta tell us what's on the photo.
Nice.
Yo, the flies are incoming.
Starting.
Temperature
Summer.
warming up. Summer's here.
We have to get that zapper going.
Mmm. Degrees of fade, eh?
That's
Yeah,
skunk.
man. That's, I've seen that photo before. I don't know if it's a remake.
Yeah.
That's nice and frosty.
Oh.
That's what you want.
That's
Same-
knuckling,
It's that same
eh?
acorn one, bro. Is it not?
No, I don't think so.
Huh? Come on.
Frosty and
Yeah.
knuckly
Wow.
F, bro.
It looks like a
Check it, this under some fluence. Some fluence lights. These are some badass
Yeah.
veg
Freaks of
lights.
Nature, that's Nate. We had him
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
couch here.
Veg flower.
Well done, Nate.
Yeah.
Please go check out Freaks of Nature, and we had them 2-3
Ferraris and
episodes ago on the show.
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel, shows you how to grow.
Yo, yummy.
That's good.
Yes, I like to look at that's a nice.
Yo.
Hard day's work.
Jenga.
I can play Jenga with that. Is it smoking rules apply same as drinking rules?
Lots of wax rope.
Before you smoke.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you take the wax rope off before you smoke it, or you leave the
No,
rope
no,
on
I
as you
take it
smoke it? You take it off, eh?
Take the rope off. That just keeps everything in place.
Just the
Does
packaging.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
just until
Then
you
you've got
smoke.
lots of wax rope for your bongs as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yo, I also got the ganja. Eh?
Kaskop Kali.
Like a Costco.
That is cute.
Costco Cully, man.
What do we got here? Slurricane.
Clones.
Critical Cape Cheese. Cali Mystery. New York Diesel number 2. Slurricane and Swazi Cross Kush Cross CC2.
From Dagganist.
From
Tasty.
Dagganist.
It's fancy.
It's fancy, eh?
Yeah.
More Gorilla Glue then.
Gorilla Glue, interestingly, on the topic of strain names, they got sued by the Gorilla Glue owners
I remember
for name
that
trademark
happening.
infringement.
Yes. They lost it. And they had to change to GG4.
Is it, eh?
Yeah.
That's why it's called GG4 strains now.
Good.
It's exactly that. They got sued and they did lose.
So not everyone plays dice.
No.
No.
But also, you can't blame them.
That was a
Well,
free
the problem
ticket,
was that
That
no
was
one was
for
going to
free,
the
though.
site, yes, and every time they thought they were getting all this false traffic on their websites, and they were getting millions of hits.
Got jealous.
Nothing was being,
Jealous
nothing
of
was,
all these queries.
nothing was converting. It was like, why are we getting all these hits, but no one's actually buying anything from us?
Why are they sending us all these queries about where's our pips?
Yes.
That's pretty.
That was our last one.
Yes, that's big. That was Big Green Buddha. He
So
was
we've
last
got
got
was
one.
our
to
last
the
one,
end.
That was the
Who's
last
the
one. Yeah.
Who's
okay.
choosing the winner this week?
You can, Sean.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Too much pressure.
Well, you're hidden behind the screen anyway, so.
Yeah.
Dan, you can choose.
I really
Yeah,
like
man.
Stink Dinky's Purple Flowers. That would get my vote.
Gerber the Gardener.
And is this? Should we look at the hashtag? We'll still
Well,
show here.
We'll-
Like,
we'll
that's up
choose
to
from
you.
here.
We're choosing from here, though.
Okay, we're choosing from here. That's fine. That doesn't. That won't look there.
Who made those kind of guys from the side? Is that the same guy?
Same guy.
Okay.
So maybe we'll look at the hashtag as we do credits, and can we overlay the
Yeah.
affiliates and say thank you to the affiliates when we do the hashtag now,
I can
and we can scroll out. No
A new way
pressure.
to end the show.
He had something that was nice, and I know he's been consistently amazing,
Yes.
and he's never won.
Okay, I just want to, because he's put this out there and we were talking about strain names and shit. I don't, you know, he has a mail. Bit
Yeah,
of show
bro.
and tell in the mail.
He went
Yeah.
against the flow. He
What
went out
else?
of the box.
Totally, and then there's other pictures were these ones. Let's just look at this. He did the seeds, the tracking of the sun with the seeds.
Yeah.
Strawberries in gutters. Ooh.
You know, Gerber's been pushing hard.
He has.
Yeah, I choose Gerber.
We
Cool.
choose Gerber, the one with the
And it's the
little
clones.
seedlings pushing towards the
and
sun.
clones,
And the
yeah.
clones,
No,
yeah,
he's
man.
busy, man.
He's
Yeah.
busy. That's it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Gerber, you finally win something.
buddy.
I know we've been.
Please DM us your address
Did
and
you-
your email address
You
and
can
your
see it.
cell
Hit
number.
that clone one quick, Dad.
Which one? The clone one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So it's weird in the clone ones. You notice it's like the evolution of roots.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
goes
yeah,
from
yeah, of course,
nil
yes.
to a little more to a little more to a lot more to a lot more to way more. Hey?
These are some healthy clones right here.
Give us a little zoom there. Yo, bro.
No, it's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well done.
You can be happy with a shipment like that. That's
Yes.
a good present.
Yeah. It's a bright future, dude.
Yeah.
Gerber the Gardener, thank you very much. We'll slide into your DMs during the week to send you some kiff shit. We'll try and throw in a Dusty Grows pin and all that as well. Big thank yous to Wicked Imports for the G Pen Dash. Big thank yous to News 24 in a weird way for doing that expose on that cult. I don't know what to say here. It's crazy. Dan, do you want to scroll through the hashtag as our credits now? Since you're asking, should we still look at the hashtag, eh?
Yeah, sure, I can scroll through that.
So then, what we're also going to do, we're going to take a minute to say thank you to all of those who support legalization and put their money where their mouth is. The views expressed on the show are not the views of these people. This is just us blowing off steam.
We're going to be giving our affiliates a lot more focus. My game face is back on. All the things that were sidetracking me are no longer sidetracking me. So I'm back, affiliates. And we're gonna start
Yeah.
giving them sort out everything and give them some proper love.
There's
Yeah, we-
lots of projects coming up with our affiliates,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there'll be content from third
We
parties.
need to catch up with what's going on and then game face on.
So Lang Dang content coming your way. But for all your seed needs, growing needs, consultation needs, grow light needs, cannabis lifestyle needs, smokeware needs, bong needs, please go check out all the affiliates at Fields of Green for All. We couldn't do this without them. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with all the content that Shoal's doing. He's putting out tons of great content at the moment. I think frustrating amount was like Marlene, who's also putting out a lot of content.
Yeah.
Are you going to scroll singles?
You can scroll anything, hey? And then are there
We
any new
connected.
affiliates? Also, please go check out The Cure. They're still running that special, I think, on cannabis test. Is it? No, that's okay.
Q.co.za. No, there was an email this week actually. There might be another one coming up.
Yeah. But there's a lot of things putting their money where their mouth is, and we're also seeing there's a lot more cannabis grows, like the Haze Club, and very similar things happening as well, hey? But guys, we mustn't forget this week's Zol poll. Are you still supporting Aquel? Hell no. Faux show. Or you never really supported them anyway, because that was a heavy cult story. The poll has only been on Facebook lately, hey?
I think we don't have
Yeah, it's only on
YouTube.
Facebook.
Cool,
They
man.
can tune us
You
in the
can do
chat
an
as well.
Instagram
We'll
story.
check it out.
Instagram doesn't play that nice with us, dude.
Oh, for real?
No, it's a mission. It's a mission.
Oh, who's that? That's oldies,
Oaks with the ads, bro.
Yeah.
Oldies, stop tagging us in your ads, damn it.
Charles gonna send them a mean DM.
I'm gonna block them again.
Okay.
And I want ads in our feed.
Yeah, we would prefer not having ads. in
Because
the
that's
feed.
when
It's
we get
for-
banned.
Yeah, we go
For fans.
hobby vibes.
Yeah.
And guys, we're just paying a little bit of a tribute here in the credits to our dear departed #HotBoxShow that gets. Oh, is that got PM?
Yeah, excuse me, actually, Oldies, you can become an
Whoa, whoa,
affiliate
whoa.
if you want to use our platform for
Just get
advertising.
back there.
Yeah.
No,
This is
no,
your
it's
good
not.
business.
Is it not, bro?
No, it's good.
Oh,
You passed.
is
Let me
it?
get my fat cakers on.
No, we need them.
How are we doing on the poll results, folks?
Last of
Giraffe
all,
puzzle. Is that a strain name? Giraffe puzzle.
Maybe.
giraffe poozy.
Excuse me.
That's what it says. Chrome in the basement.
Guys, we're also talking about offensive names. People talking about AK there. AK-47, an offensive name?
I don't think it's offensive.
Isn't it the name of the revolution?
It's the name of a gun.
Exactly, bro.
Well, would you smoke something called kitty
Liberation.
Kitty.
or pea shooter? Yeah.
Yeah. You've got you right there.
Right there, between the eyes. Two.
That's it.
Something called Twe.
That one is nice. See, these guys do the tag and tag us. So it's much of the same.
Yeah, it's much of the same.
It's the transition
This is interesting.
period.
This is a post that I saw of Green Munchkin that went and got his soil lab tested,
Yeah.
which got
Really?
sent to the States and came back with the results as to what his soil was. And this soil was 1 year old with 3 cycles in it. 350 litre pot of organic matters SAS soil.
350 is a big pot.
A big
Big
pot.
pot.
But, you know, there were certain things that he could see that he, you know, says that he knew what happened there if you look at his post. But it's pretty cool. I mean, it's, yeah, there it is. That's the test result for your soil. For those of you who want to know what's in your soil, I want to play that game.
Crazy, eh? It's wonderful how small the world's becoming. Guys, you check those good people disobey bad laws. Please go get that merch over at Fields of Green for all, hey?
We have an online shop. I think a few of our affiliates have started stocking them as well. So, Green Thumb Hydro.
Also on our site you'll see a link to the cannabis survey and the GoFundMe campaign. Both of those are worth having a visit to.
Yes, guys. Please
Hashtag
remember, check out the
remembering Jules.
GoFundMe. There's a lot going on at Fields of Green. As always, they could use your support, eh?
Yo, Jolly Jammers.
Oh,
Nay.
god damn. Tomorrow I'm buying some.
Yeah.
You're stopping at the garage on the way home now, bro.
Fucking hell. If they have them, I'll take.
Yo, someone's getting dizzy.
If they're clever, they stock them.
Your Lang Dutch passion love there, hey?
Mm-hmm. And we finish off on that one.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool, so in light of this week's cult breaking headlines all over SA kind of story,
Dang, dang, dang.
are you boycotting Aquel? The options were faux show, hell no, never supported them anyway. 27% faux show boycotting them. 8% say hell no boycotting them, still gonna buy that Aquel water. And 65% say never supported them anyway.
So
What's that? You just?
You just in the water well.
You just in the water well. Bro!
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Take that, bots. Take that, eh? On that note, guys, thank you very much.
Thank
also, and thank you to all the wonderful people here, but also a big thank you to Joe. Joe used to talk. Thanks.
Sure. I need you all to like stay safe and choose happy. Stand
And grow your own.
Stay lit.
Drink water from the tap, damn it.